Hey there, welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about a few things that you can do to make your laptop's life a little bit happier. First up, it is very confusing sometimes on what we should do about this. Oftentimes it just gets stuffed in a bag and forgotten about. So starting with the thicker cable that goes towards the wall, find it and you're going to roll it around the power brick, but you're going to do so by keeping the end here loose. Remember, there are wires inside of that sleeve and we don't want to stretch or pull or bend them, so we're not trying to make this super tight. So we're going to leave a nice loop here. We're going to go around the power brick until we're out of cable, just like that. And then we're going to take the other one and once again, leaving it loose, we're going to keep a nice loop right here. We're not trying to break any cables, and we're not going to wind this super tight, just tight enough to keep it from going anywhere, but we are not cranking down on this at all. Now, when you get to the end, you have a couple choices. This has a Velcro strap on it, but is not long enough to go all the way around, so that's not going to help us. A couple of mine have a rubber strap that goes around it, which is really convenient. In this case, I'm just going to bring this back a little bit and create a loop from the last one, tuck it in there, and then let it sit. So there you go. That's how you can roll up your power adapter, and then when you throw it in your bag, it's not getting caught up in anything else that might be in there. So there you go. Number 2, let's talk about how you carry your laptop. Now, many laptops are made out of plastic. All cheap ones are made out of plastic. But even if you have a premium one made out of aluminum, you're going to want to handle it with care still. One thing I see fairly frequently is a laptop being held like this by its corner. So holding it by the corner, this frame is plastic. It can't support all the weight, and so all the stress is going through the computer and putting undue stress on the components inside. Hold it with both hands or in the center underneath if you must do it one-handed. The other thing that's more likely to happen when you're carrying it like this is you're more likely to drop it. So keep a good hand on it. So don't do anything that's going to let your laptop fall by carrying it in an unbalanced way, and certainly don't just grab it by the corner. And even if you're only moving down the table, use both hands, move the laptop. It's the over time and it's the repetition that's going to slowly wear out and put cracks in some of the posts that are actually holding this thing together. And I have done repairs where a majority of those posts were broken. So handle your laptop with care, especially if it's plastic, but also if it's aluminum, and it will last much longer. Finally, take care to the surface you're actually setting your laptop down on. Now, laptop manufacturers do things very differently from brand to brand and even from model to model. Some of the vents are right here on the side. Some of them come out the back, but a lot of them still get a good portion of their ventilation from the bottom, which means they're either pulling air in or sending out, but usually they're pulling air in from the bottom of the unit and sending it out the side. If you set this down on a pillow or a blanket or some type of fabric like that, you're going to be blocking off most of those inlets. And you may notice your computer running hot or even running slow due to something called thermal throttling, where the computer is actually beginning to overheat. In order to protect itself, it's actually going to slow down. It's not that it's broken, it's simply controlling and regulating its own heat and reducing how much power it's actually going to present to your application or whatever you're doing. You can buy stands to set your laptop down on, whether you're using it on a hard surface or a soft surface such as a bed or a couch or something like that, and it will prop the laptop up a little bit, but it also has a fan in it to help keep it cool. And I will actually put a link to one just below the video in case you want to check it out. So now you have at least one alternative way of wrapping up a power adapter, and these are made differently, but this works for a majority of them. You know how to hold your laptop with 2 hands and never grab it by the corner, regardless of the material it's made out of. And be mindful of where the ventilation vents are and where you're setting your laptop. If you do need to use it in a place where ventilation is poor, get a cooling pad to help it out. I certainly hope this has been helpful. Laptops are expensive, and we don't want to buy them unless we have to. So by using a few of these tips, hopefully yours will last longer, simply by taking better and more appropriate care of it. So now that you know, go enjoy your technology.